Hey, I think it's working. All right, let's try Instagram now. Streaming live on YouTube currently. So let me do that. All right. All right, we're live on YouTube and Instagram. How's everyone doing tonight? Good to see you all. I haven't done live on Instagram in a while, so I thought I'd hop on here. I'm going to be working on some. This is Calvin's Instututes, the graphic novel adaptation. This is chapter 7. I am working through the script and adding all the different pages. Excuse me. Parker, what's up? Let's see. I'm actually going to pull up a preview of one of the other chapters. Let me just find it real quick. And I'll give you guys a taste of what this comic project is going to look like in its final stages. This is going to be published by P&R Publishing. It's called John Calvin's Illustrated Instututes. And all right, here's the cover. Here's the cover artwork. John Calvin's Illustrated Instututes, Knowing God and Knowing Ourselves. Book 1, chapters 1 through 5. So this is chapters 1 through 5. Hey, Ashish. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Parker says that's a sick project. Yes, I am very excited about this coming out, and looking forward to getting the book in my hands. Let me pull up chapter 2. We can take a look at that. Oops. Oh, I guess, yeah, I can pull up the PDF. All right, here's chapter 2. Knowing God, the heart of true piety. So I'll just kind of scroll through this slowly, give you guys an idea of the look and feel of this comic project. It's going to be quite whimsical, but also very serious in the subject matter, of course. Hey, greetings from Brazil. How you doing? Isaac Ruza? Sorry. I'm bad with names. Parker, unreal. How long has this taken? So it has taken, I have chapters 1 through 5 completed, and it's taken a couple years actually. From starting out, figuring out the concept, and working with the writer to get the script all set and everything. So it's been a couple of years, yeah. But now that I have all of the details and character designs and things ironed out, it's going to be a lot easier and quicker moving forward, I think. So I'm starting out now that I have the first 5 chapters submitted to the publisher. We're gonna release these in little booklets. So first book is going to be chapters 1 through 5, and then the next one, and then there's going to be like four other ones after that, I think. So yeah, that's chapter 2. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. No, so the first 5 chapters, well, actually the first chapter probably took me like a year, and then it took me all of last year to get chapters 2 through 5 done. Chapter 1 was tough because I was trying to figure out how to do this in comic book form, and it just took a lot of planning and stuff. And not to mention, I also was freelancing full time at that point, and so most of my time was taken up by doing my freelance work, and so I had to do this on the side, which is now also what I'm doing. So most of what I have to do here has to be done on the side as well, because now I have a full-time position outside of the house. So, but I'm optimistic that the next few chapters are going to go a lot quicker, because now I kind of have the mindset of what to expect. I have the process down in my head of what I need to do first, second, third, fourth. I also have a good way of keeping track of my progress. So, yeah, so this is what takes up most of my time here. So right now I have the script here for chapter 7. This is what the script looks like. I'm working with Martin Williams. He's a professor at a college in Australia, and he teaches Greek and New Testament, I believe. He's adapting the Instututes into this condensed comics script for me. And so we have a lot of he has a lot of descriptions for me to help me out. That was another thing we had to get used to, or we had to figure out from in the beginning was how, so the very first scripts that he sent me, because he had never written a comic book script before, was just the narration and the dialogue written out, with maybe an idea here and there about what could possibly happen in the imagery. So I took that first draft of the first page script, or the first chapter script, and I kind of just let my imagination flow and just let the quirkiness come out. So we have John Calvin floating around in outer space, and I can actually pull that one up for you. I was bringing that one around to conferences, showing off the book 1 sample, what the book 1 was going to look like. Chapter 1. So here we go. Calvin floating around in outer space. That was kind of the first image that I came up with, and that kind of set the tone for like, okay, this is going to be kind of a surreal, whimsical take, but also serious. Looking forward to the first one coming. The first book is going to come out in June. June 19th is what we have set for our release date. I have all the files submitted to them. They're going over it again just to make sure we didn't miss anything or have any typos or anything. I feel like no matter how many times you go over something like this, you're going to find typos. Oh, this is the full 5 chapters, I believe. Go through really fast. So you get a quick glimpse. All right. Oh, here's one of my favorite panels. They're all on spider webs. Just reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Donovan, have you read this whole thing yet?
I think I read most of it, minus like the last few pages.
Oh,
Because you
okay.
had me proof check some stuff.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, I have a 2-page spread here. That was kind of fun to draw. Floating on a chair here. Oh, this is before I made a bunch of edits. I also changed the font. So here you go. You guys have seen it first now. And the end. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm separating the script onto each page based on how many panels I think will work for each part, each section. And then once I have everything done, I'll go through and I'll do like these quick sketches here. So this whole section is taking place inside of a kind of a fictional bookshop. It's kind of like almost a magical bookshop. And there's 2 kids that follow him and a cat, and the kids are always kind of asking him questions. He's just kind of teaching the kids about theology as they travel through these different worlds, different dimensions and whatnot. Where was I? What is that? Oh, in God's word, he reveals 2 essential aspects of knowing him. So as I read through the script here, I'm going to be like highlighting, selecting things, bringing them over into the comic pages. I'm bringing also these descriptions over so that I don't have to reference the script while I am drawing. I can just have it right there on the screen as I'm drawing. Okay, so here's my description for this part. And I'll usually like turn the opacity on these down when I start to draw, and I'll just draw right over top of them so that I can read them as I'm drawing and kind of have an idea of where I need to go with each page. Turn them blue to distinguish them from the dialogue. So,
Did Instagram freeze?
oh, it may have on the screen, anyways.
Oh, there it is.
There. Just gonna grab a bunch of these. Okay. So, first, the Bible reveals God as the creator of the universe and the ruler of all that he has made. Okay. So there's no real rhyme or reason as to where or why I'm putting these where I put these on the page, because they will be rearranged once I go back and go through this and start to divide the pages up into panels. For now, what I need to do is estimate the amount of panels I will have on each page and estimate which dialog boxes will go in which panels and which ones will go in the same panel, like if I have multiple dialog boxes in the same panel. Okay, this is a description. So we're going to put that there. And we're going to bring over Calvin's dialog box. There's that one. And I stagger them, kind of stair-step stagger them, so that I know which one comes after the other one. I have to be able to distinguish these as I'm going through, so I can't have them all kind of at the same level. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what comes next. I also will keep the names of who's speaking on here until I have them sketched out on the page. That way I know which dialog box goes with which character, because I have gotten them switched up before on accident. Okay, that'll be good for this page because the next one starts a new heading, so I want that new heading to start on a new page. So I'm going to save this, close that page, close that page, close that page. Okay, which one was I on? I was on this one, so we're going to this one. These all have an old version of the script on the pages. So I'm going to delete all of these. Oh, actually, I do need this one and this one. Copy, paste those onto this page so that I have those formatted the correct way, and then I can copy and paste those. This is actually the first one's going to be the heading. So I'm going to do that here. Copy, paste. I'm going to make that bold. These headings, I think we're going to have those be like since they're in a bookstore or like a library type of thing, we're gonna have these headings be like the category sections at a library or a bookstore. So it'd be like fiction, nonfiction, whatnot. So, but each heading, each room is gonna be, so the heading will be kind of the title over each different room in this fantastical bookshop. So I think this whole episode here is going to take place inside of a bookstore, except for the first page where they're walking up to this bookstore. So these backgrounds I'm anticipating are going to be a little more complicated than the previous chapters that I have drawn, which I'm kind of looking forward to that as a challenge.
I'm gonna grab something. So,
Victor W. Farr. What?
I'm gonna grab something so I can show you an idea.
Okay. Thank you for all your labors. This profited us. Excellent. No, not a problem. I love doing this, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. Emma, hello. How are you? Okay. Narration. Okay, so the next part's going to be a narration.
That whole bookstore idea thing.
Donovan has an idea for me.
It'd be cool if you did something kind of like this,
Oh,
with
yeah.
like bookshelves, but like
All right.
I'm walking this way, of course, forward. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that'd be good, like introducing into the place or not. Or maybe
Right.
that'd be a separate scene.
Here, let's show you. So this is from the book Amulet. Oh, book 7. Donovan was saying I could have something like this, where these are all like bookshelves and stuff. That's a good idea. And have it look kind of like a maze of bookshelves and stuff.
Or you could make it look like a conference.
Conference bookstore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be funny.
Okay, so here's the narration. That'll be somewhere. What's next? So next is a description. So I'm going to need to get the blue text. This is kind of tedious work here, but it's necessary. Next, we have Calvin speaking. In the Old Testament, God revealed himself to his people through visions and revelations, speaking directly to them. So this is going to be a word balloon, word bubble, speech bubble, dialogue balloon. What do you guys call them? I just call them word bubbles. Okay. Looks like next we have. Oh, whoops. The display continues, showing patriarchs like Noah and Abraham in prayerful poses, surrounded by divine light. Oh, whoops. This was a description, so I needed it to be blue. Next is a dialog box, I believe. This is Calvin speaking. This is how Adam, Noah, Abraham, and the other Old Testament saints truly came to know him. A patriarch, perhaps Abraham, stands confidently in the hologram, surrounded by a divine glow, acknowledging God's voice. No, there are two of them. Just reminds me of Star Wars Episode 1. The Viceroys and the hologram of Darth Sidious. And then Darth Maul. Whoops, that needed to be this one. Excuse me. Starting to run out of battery on my phone here. The one that's filming for the Instagram Live. Oh, I don't even know if I don't even know if YouTube is even going. Oh, it is. Okay. It looked like it was frozen. Who's the frozen chosen? Calvin speaks. When God spoke to his people, he assured them that it was truly him speaking to them. Okay. Oops. Bloop. Bloop. There we go. Next, a patriarch. He's saying this next part. I know without a doubt that God has spoken to me. Okay. Next part is a description. Calvin shows the children a treasure chest in one corner of the bookshop filled with scrolls and ancient texts, symbolizing the entrusted message. Okay. God entrusted them with the incredible treasures of his saving message so they could pass it on to future generations like us. May end up splitting this into another page, depending on where the next break is in this section here. All right, that's good for that page, probably. Oh, oh, there we go. Okay, where's my script? Okay, this is a long one. It's gonna be a big chapter. At the end of each chapter, we have these discussion questions and summaries. So it's not just a fun comic book, it's also a learning, educational one. You guys, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm working through chapter 7 of John Calvin's Illustrated Institutes, graphic novel adaptation of John Calvin's Institutes of the Christian Religion. All right, let me pull up a something. All right. So once again, for those who were not here in the beginning, this is the cover art for this first issue. which covers chapters 1 through 5 of book 1 of John Calvin's Institutes of the Christian Religion. This will be a series of little booklets. There's going to be, I think, 4 books in the first four little booklets covering the book 1 of the Institutes. And I believe there's 4 books total of the Institutes. So that's going to be like 4 times 4, 16 little booklets, probably. The first 5 chapters are complete. I'm working with P&R Publishing on this, and we plan on releasing the first 5 chapters in this first little booklet on June 19th of this year, 2025. So that'll be available. I will certainly be posting about it, so just keep looking out for it. I'll post it on the RefToons social media pages and whatnot. So looking forward to that. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll probably be going live more often. I'll try to go live. I'll try to go back live weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Central Time. I was doing that for a while. I called it Coffee and Cartoons. So if you want to join me on that, I'm on YouTube, and I may go on Instagram as well. So thank you, and have a good night. Talk to y'all later.